Hey everybody, it is Gordon Majak here, back with another episode of Timeless Pop, Rock, and Soul. And this time around, we are going back to 1996 for an incredible piece of music. And folks, I'm no lie on this one, man. This is an all-time top 10 for me. But the real crazy thing about this is I didn't, unfortunately, even discover this song until many, many years later in the early 2000s. But when I did discover it, man, it shot straight to the top of my favorites. It is right there in the top 10 all time, right up there with Diana Ross and Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I think that was an earlier one I shared with you guys a while back there on the channel back in the beginning. But so we will get to this song here in a second, but I have to tell you sort of the crazy thing that happened to me today that inspired the selection of this song in the first place. So last night I'm in bed and I wake up like at 3:30 in the morning or something, and I'm coming out of this dream. And this dream was so emotional. And even as I was just sort of half awake, just kind of coming out of it and waking up and aware of what time it was, and I'm laying there kind of groggy, all I could think of was that I could still feel the emotion of the dream in my body, but I didn't want to wake up too much, and I was trying to piece things together and remember stuff, and all I could think of was just that it was so beautiful and so bittersweet. And I just thought, okay, I got to remember this. So I didn't want to wake up too much though, right? Because it's the middle of the night. So I had a sip of water and I saw what time it was, and I rolled over and went back to sleep. Woke up there about 4 hours later at 7 o'clock or whatever to get up. And of course, one of the first things I thought of was, oh, the dream. What was the dream? I got to figure out the dream. And of course, I could not figure out anything. I was just drawing a complete blank. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't remember anything. All I could remember just was that emotion that had been attached to it when I had woken up at 3 o'clock. I just remembered that emotion in my body, and it was beautiful and bittersweet. And that's all I could remember. So I woke up there at 7 o'clock like normal, got up and did my normal thing there. And I kept sort of going back to this idea of this beautiful and this bittersweet dream that I'd had that was so powerful emotionally. And even though I couldn't, as I said, remember any details or any images, anything about the dream, all I had was that emotional feeling. I was sort of searching for a way musically, sort of searching for some inspiration musically, and trying to find a way that I could translate that feeling into something musical. And so I came in here and went through some songs, not very many, just a handful of songs. I started clicking on stuff, trying to sort of get a feeling for the vibe of this dream. And before I even clicked on a certain artist and a certain song, it hit me as I was listening to something else. And in an instant, I knew exactly what the musical expression of that vibe and of that feeling that was connected back to the emotion of the dream I had this morning. Even though I couldn't remember anything about the dream, I remembered exactly the feeling that was connected to it. And I was able to translate it into a musical moment. And I knew instantly, as soon as I realized that, I knew, okay, I have to play this song today because this is sort of how I started my day and sort of what inspired me today and got me thinking about this connection between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind and music and how all of those things work together. So here's what I have musically for you that was so inspired by this dream. Now here's the thing, this artist, I almost get emotional just looking at this artist because it's just such a, talk about beautiful and bittersweet, man. Let me show you who it is, and then I'll tell you how I came to know about her. This is the late, sadly and tragically, the late, great Eva Cassidy, who so tragically passed away from cancer all the way back in 1996, in late 1996. Eva passed at only the age of 33. Such an unbelievable loss for this just a gigantic talent. What an incredible vocal talent and such an incredible interpreter of songs, among a million other things that I could say about Eva Cassidy. But so this is the record and the recording that we're going to hear here. We're going to hear her immortal version of the great song Over the Rainbow, which was recorded. The version we're going to hear was recorded in January of 1996. And as I said, it was only 10 months later there in November of 1996 that Eva Cassidy so tragically passed away at such a young age of 33. Now, here's the quick backstory on Eva Cassidy, and then we'll just get straight to the music here because this song is just so incredible, and the vibe of it and the feeling of it has just been something that has captivated me all day today because of that dream that I had in the middle of the night. Eva Cassidy. So this is just unbelievable to me that I did not know about her and that I wasn't up on her during her lifetime. As I said, she passes in 1996. I never heard a word about her until I'm thinking it was 2004. And one day, I remember quite clearly, I was on a Sunday morning. I was in my bathroom shaving in front of the mirror, and I had the jazz station on the little radio that was on the countertop in the bathroom. And the jazz station played a song called Wade in the Water. And they said, that's Eva Cassidy. And I was like, wow, never heard of Eva Cassidy, never heard that song, Wade in the Water, before. But what an unbelievable voice. Just so much soul and so much power and so much feeling and so much range in this woman's voice, and just such a unique timbre to her voice, such a unique tone, just beautiful. And that's just one song. And I heard that and I thought, wow, I've never heard of Eva Cassidy, but what a voice and what a song. A short time later, maybe a few days or a week later, the same radio station played another song by the same artist. And this time it was a just beautiful cover of the great Sting song, Fields of Gold. And they said, once again, that's Eva Cassidy. And I'm like, what is the story with this Eva Cassidy? This is two songs of hers I've heard now. And they're both just incredible, so tastefully done and so beautifully done. And again, her vocals and her influence seems to be crossing over. Is it jazz? Is it pop? Is it blues? Is it folk? What, you can't really pin down what her particular style is. But above it all, there's just this incredible voice that is so uplifting and so inspirational all by itself. This voice is just supercharged, right? So that's two songs that I've heard of Eva Cassidy back there in 2004. And I said, okay, that's it, man. I'm sold. I got to check this out. So I find out that there is this album. Now, this is the early 2000s. So I'm like 8 years after the fact. And I find out that this is the album that has those songs on it. It's a compilation of Eva Cassidy called Songbird. All right. Now, of course, in the process of all this, I find out that Eva Cassidy's life story, as I said, is so tragic and heartbreaking, and that she passed away from cancer at such a young age, and that we're hearing all this music after the fact, and that she really didn't leave all that much behind. But what she did leave behind is just so incredible, and something that, as a music fan, I absolutely cherish. And of course, millions of fans around the world do the same. So I get this album. This is in the early 2000s, as I'm saying. She's already been passed for several years. And yep, there's Wade in the Water. There's Fields of Gold. And at some point on this CD, I come to her rendition of Over the Rainbow. Now, of course, being a baby boomer, you know, Over the Rainbow's been around my whole life, right? I've heard this song a gazillion times by a gazillion different people. Always knew the song. Never really cared much about it one way or the other. Didn't really have any sort of emotional connection like I have had with so many other gazillions of songs, right? I knew of Over the Rainbow. Never was a big deal to me. Didn't really have a personal story to it. Well, I heard Eva Cassidy's version of Over the Rainbow, and folks, I'm not lying. The first time, we weren't even all the way through the song, halfway through the song, the first time, and I lost it. And I'll tell you, that was just the first of many times of losing it. in various contexts and for various reasons over the incredible vocal ability of Eva Cassidy. And in particular, when we're talking about beautiful and bittersweet and making that connection, using the power of the muse to make that connection back to that dream that I said I had in the middle of the night, that all I could remember was just the emotion of it and how it was so beautiful and bittersweet. There it is in Eva Cassidy, just about as much as you can imagine. So beautiful and so bittersweet. And like I said, when I heard her doing Over the Rainbow, didn't even make it through the song. And it took about, 2.5, 3 minutes there. And that was like an instant all-time top 10 song for me, no question about it. Man, I can't name 9 other songs better than this one, or 8, 10 other songs, whatever. It just means too much to me. And after all these years, like I say, I feel silly that I didn't know about Eva Cassidy in her lifetime. That is just crazy. But apparently I'm not alone. And, that was sort of how it went with her, that her greatest fame and her greatest success, of course, came posthumously. But what an unbelievable musical legacy she left, in the CDs and the albums and the videos and everything else that we do have of Eva Cassidy. Man, cherish that stuff. And for me, this song at the top of the list, and she's got so much good stuff, but this song, quite a special place in the heart and soul for Over the Rainbow. And I never would have thought that I would have said that about this song till I heard her do it. But folks, if you know this one, you know what I'm saying. If you don't know it, I don't know what I can even tell to prepare you. I wish you the best. Let's check it out right now. It is Eva Cassidy, recorded in January of 1996. This is Over the Rainbow.
That I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow skies, a blue wind, the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, oh, way above the chimney tops. That's where you find me.
Now, keep in mind, in addition to the incredible once-in-a-lifetime vocal performance here that Eva Cassidy is giving us, she is also accompanying herself on the acoustic guitar and is quite a tasty guitarist as well. Just so much raw inspiration and talent in Eva Cassidy.
Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops. Oh, way above the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. If happy little bluebirds fly above the rainbow wide, oh, why can't I?
Wow. Well, like I said, folks, the feeling there at 3 o'clock in the morning coming out of that dream was just so emotional and beautiful and bittersweet. And I needed to find the sound. I needed to find the music that would reflect that. And when it hit me this morning, Eva Cassidy, I knew right where I was going. Yeah, that's an easy all-time top 10 for this guy, maybe even top 5. Simply one of the most, I don't even know what to say, one of the most immaculate, incredible, God-given, divinely inspired, I don't even know how to describe such a beautiful and incredible performance by the late and great Eva Cassidy and her version of Over the Rainbow from 1996. And man, that one hits me every single time. It's just a matter of where in the song am I going to lose it, because that's that one just runs deep, folks. Eva Cassidy. If you can't feel that one, well, I know you feel it too. So beautiful and bittersweet. Isn't that the truth? Wow. Over the Rainbow.